Yes. 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 Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Y'all, I have been waiting to do this video for a long time. Because I am talking about DC's massive 1,300 page giant, one of my favorite runs of all time of one of the most deadliest villains, one of my favorite villains of all time, my boy Deathstroke by freaking Christopher Priest! Hey y'all, what's happening? Day here from Omni Nation Comics. I am super excited. I told y'all I was gonna bring more Omnibus reviews, and I'm keeping that promise. I told myself I would not let myself go by this year without reviewing one of the most reread Omnis on my shelf. First of all, we are going to go in. I don't know how long this video is gonna go, but please stick around, please, if you can't. I don't know how long this video, because I'm super passionate about this book. I'm serious. I am very passionate about this book because Christopher Priest went in, and I'm finna go in talking about this book. So if you enjoy content like this where, you know, get hyped about, I do get hyped about a lot of comics I read. I do love to read what I buy. I mean, what's the point of having them on the shelf if they're not rereadable, right? If they're not rereadable, get rid of them. But I'm just saying, yes, I'm getting ready to go in on this book. So if you want to join me on this beautiful, I don't know how long this review is going to be, journey, please just, relax. Get some hot wings, chicken, hot Cheetos, whatever you eat. Find a good snack or something and relax, please. Because we going in on this book. DC blessed us. Huh? Christopher Priest blessed us. With this masterpiece of a run. In my opinion, yes, this is a masterpiece, okay? Please stick around. I'm finna go in. Here we go. All right, are y'all ready? Music, where y'all at? Are y'all... There it is. Alright, so, Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. Y'all, hear me when I say, what? Now, first of all, what is the story about, right? Alright, Christopher Priest was able to capture the essence of who this villain is, okay? This takes place in the Rebirth era, and because I'm lazy, yes, I admit it, I'm going to show right here, either in the description or probably somewhere down here, what this book collects. This collects 50 plus issues of my boy Christopher Priest writing this extraordinary villain in the Rebirth era. So this takes place after the New 52 era, because the New 52 ended and DC decided to take its universe back to its roots in the Rebirth era. And what Christopher Priest wanted to do with this run is to take the character, just like I said, really back to what George Perez and what Marv Wolfman was trying to do with it when they first started the character. He is a straight up idiot. Okay? He's a terrible father. He's a murderer. He's an assassin for hire. Now, for those that don't know Deathstroke, he is created by George Perez and Marv Wolfman. He first appeared in Teen Titans in the Judas Contract, which, by the way, oh my God, the thing that he did up in that, if y'all never read Judas Contract, find a way. Read it digitally, find a trade paperback, something. I mean, Deathstroke, when he first appeared, the crap that he did there, I'm like, yep, this guy is a straight up idiot. I'm sorry, I have to say it the way I feel. Deathstroke is nothing to be played with. And this is something that Christopher Priest wanted to take the character back to during this era, because a lot of people, especially in the New 52 and previous little segments that they did, they bounced around with him being more of an anti-hero, and Christopher Priest was like, no, y'all doing it wrong. No, this is not what he is not a good guy, okay? He's a terrible father. He's a manipulator. He does assassin jobs, you know, as his day job. And I remember when I and it does talk about this in here, how he kept a secret from his family. Speaking of family, I might as well introduce y'all. So actually, let me start with Deathstroke. Under the mask, that is Slade Wilson. He's an old man, missing an eyes, this crazy gray hair. Yeah, love Slade Wilson. You got Adeline Kane Wilson, who basically trained him when he first got these abilities, and we can talk about his abilities in a minute. Actually, ex-wife, I should say. And they had 2 kids at the time. Grant Wilson, who also took the persona of him earlier on. They deal with that in here somewhat. Joseph, or Joey, I like to call him Joey. Joey Wilson, the man is muted. He doesn't have a voice, and they do talk about how he lost his voice in here. I'm not gonna spoil that. This is a spoiler-free review. I should have said that at the beginning, but whatever. But yeah. And also in this book, Rose is in here. Rose Wilson. Oh, that's my girl. There is a whole soap opera that's happening between that what's a Deathstroke book without the family drama happening in here? Oh yeah, and let me also introduce y'all to his partner, Mr. William Randolph Wintergreen. This man is basically the Deathstroke what Alfred is to Batman. This man rides and dies with this man, except Alfred will get out and do some things on the side every now and then, blah, blah, blah. Wintergreen actually will go out and help him finish the job. Or be a partner with him. You know, sometimes he don't like sitting on the sideline. I love Wintergreen. He's nothing to be played with either. But what I love about this run is that Priest takes you. Not only do you learn the essence of this character, but you learn the behind the scenes of this character. About let me start with the father part. You'll find out even in the first 5 issues, and I think the story arc is called The Professional. You see him with his kids, Joey and Grant. You see them get kicked out of the... You see Deathstroke kick them out of the car, and he's trying to pull out his belt, about to whoop on Grant. And this is the part that really makes him a total idiot. I'm sorry, he's a jerk. Okay? He's a jerk. He abandons Joey... No, not Joey. I'm sorry, Grant. In this forest. And then he gets ambushed by a bear. And of course he does save him. But the way he talks to him, I felt that in my soul. The way he is a terrible father. He talks straight squat to his son. It is terribly like, and first of all, Slade ain't the way he is for no reason. I mean, you can learn a lot of life lessons from this man. His father treated him the same way. His father was a straight up alcoholic. He was always abandoned as a kid. So he does the same thing to his kids, which is super sad. Which is why I say that is the soap opera part of this run. He's a terrible father. And without saying any spoilers, once you see the stories of what happened with Joe and Rose, his sister, I'm not going to tell y'all what happened with Grant. I'm not going to spoil that. I'm going to let y'all find that out. And they do talk about that in here. But with Joseph or Joey, I should say, and Rose, please watch them throughout this run. Especially Joe. Y'all, they do not get along with their father. They hate him to a T. He done so much garbage to them when they were kids. And boy, and by the way, knowing Deathstroke, you know, he's has super enhanced abilities from the brain down to super strength. If you fire a bullet at him, he'll heal. If you fire a bullet at his suit, it will, you know, turn into a kinetic energy. I think that suit is called the Icon suit. They talk about that, how the suit was made and all that kind of stuff. It's in here. But knowing that Slade has all of these abilities, having kids, imagine what kind of abilities they have. Huh? Joey, you will find out how he loses his voice, but you will find out how he communicates. Rose, she puts on the persona of Ravager after Grant. And you will find out about that too. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. His wife, you're going to see Adeline, his ex-wife, I should say, trying to come after him every way she can, because she still is shook. First of all, when you're living a lifestyle of being an assassin for hire, don't expect to have your life to be easy. There's going to be enemies. If they find out about your personal life, they're going to try to come for your personal life. And I believe Slade learned that lesson hard. But he doesn't care. He loves his family, y'all. Now, don't get me wrong. He loves his family. He does love his family. But the man has a difficult time throughout his life, especially in this run, showing it. How you set your daughter up to do a contract job when really all you want to do was spend time with her? You almost got her killed. What is wrong with this man? He has a very difficult way of showing love, and it's so dysfunctional. Now, there are other characters that show up in here. Some of the members of the Justice League show up in here. Some of the members of Titans show up in here. Especially, there's a crossover in here, the Lazarus contract, where he's trying to finish the job that Grant started. Something big happens to him in that. That is, woo! I'm not spoiling nothing. You gotta read it. You gotta read it. And you will see a battle in here with Superman. And I talked about that icon suit. Imagine Superman trying to punch Deathstroke with that. You think that damn shim at all? Yeah. Read that. Now, there's also another little mini story arc in here, and that is the Deathstroke versus Batman storyline in here. And what that story is talking about is whether Damian Wayne is Slade Wilson's son or not. One of the things I do like about that in the story period when it comes to him and Batman is how Deathstroke is trying to teach Batman a lesson about raising his son. When that sucker... When really Slade, bro, you the one that needs to be learned how to raise a child. I know you ain't judging nobody else. Because you are terrible. Now, let me talk about the writing in here. Christopher Priest is an old school writer. Now, not a lot of old school writers I can tolerate today. It's kind of hard because sometimes I don't know. Not all of them I can tolerate now. But Christopher Priest is one of the few old school writers that I tolerate. And I'm going to tell you how he makes his writing unique in this run. And he's been doing this since his Black Panther run, which was another character defining run. If you haven't read that, try it, okay? It's written in a very non-linear fashion. I mean, here's A, right? And then here's D. Christopher Priest's writing is just like that. A and here's D. But we're going to use C to understand how B happened. Tie them all together. Then we can get to D. It's very different. So if y'all ever watch shows like Sons of Anarchy or The Sopranos or movies like Pulp Fiction, or I think just any Quentin Tarantino film where it's a non-linear fashion, you see this big shocking moment happen, but you at the same time in another timeline learning from things that happen in the past and the present, and you learn about a little things that are happening in the future. That's how his writing is here. You have to pay attention, please, because if you do, you might miss a detail or two and you be like, what in the heck just happened? Now, in my opinion, it's not as difficult as Grant Morrison. Sometimes Grant Morrison makes me want to put the book down. I like Grant Morrison, but it's like, dang, bro, this hurts the brain. Christopher Priest can challenge your brain here, but he's trying to get you to understand each of the elements from different time periods. He does bounce around a bit. He does. That's why I say you have to pay attention. That's my tip for reading this book. Now, the art. This book has some amazing artists in here. The main one is Carlo Pagulayan, and Jeremy Cox does the colors, and Jason Paz does the inks. A good chunk of the run is mostly Carlo Pagulayan. And I will say this, they captured this so well. It is cinematic in my eyes. The way the writing is cinematic to me as well. And by the way, let me go ahead and let this in here too. Back to the writing part. It does feel like it's like a screenplay. Like it's written like it's ready to be translated to other media. I do hope that they do make Deathstroke into a whole live action series. This deserves to be a series. It really does. AMC or something like that. Like it's that kind of quality for me. But yeah, the art, it's incredible. He chooses some great artists in here. Jeremy Cox on the colors is absolutely amazing. I love how Carlo Pagulayan really shows the aesthetics of his suit, especially the icon suit. And he gets quite a few different suits throughout this run. But I do like that icon suit. It's incredible. And we'll see once we flip through the artwork. So like I said, and I'm going to say this, and then we're going to flip through the artwork and look at it together. Deathstroke is nothing to be played with. This run is nothing to be played with. The writing in here might not be for everybody. You do need a great deal of patience to understand where Christopher Priest is going with this run, because he's trying to help you learn the essence of this character. He is a villain. There is nothing hero-ish about this character. Nothing. 0%. You're gonna find yourself tricked by the writing a couple of times, because you find yourself cheering for him a couple of times. And Christopher Priest brings it back like, bruh, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be cheering for him. He is a terrible guy. He's a true, I'm sorry to say it like this, he is a true a-hole. I'm sorry, that is the way I feel that he is preaching to you in this run. He is not a good person. He say he love his family and stuff, but he sure have a difficult way of showing it. He manipulates people. He knows how to turn people against each other. And by the way, a lot of people have bones in the closet in here. Not just him. The man does some dirt. A lot of them have dirt. There's a lot of secrets. That's why I say there's some soap opera elements in here. There is action too, but the action has substance here. It has a purpose. That's all I got to say. It's so good. Okay? Christopher Priest, if you're writing this, thank you. Huh? You really fleshed out. You added so much dimension to the character. It's not even fair. It's so good. All right, now we're going to flip through the artwork. We're going to take a look at the beautiful artwork and talk about some of the things that I probably didn't miss. But that's all I got to say about this book. Come on, let's take a look. All right, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the artwork. And for those that made it this far, thank you. I told you I am going to take my sweet time with this book because it's gorgeous. And I think it's absolute genius. So here we have a Dave Johnson cover right here. Epic Spine by Francesco Mattina right here on the spine. I love this cover so much, and we'll see that probably in the extras. Or actually probably flipping through the book. We'll see. And then the blood stripe right here with Christopher Priest's name. Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. Omnibus. Then you have the back. I like how it says right here, mercenary, killer, and father. Boy, if those three words don't define, they should have put terrible behind father, because that's exactly what he is. He is a terrible father. And even at the bottom here, it shows you what it collects, which we already went over. Oh yeah, let's take a look under the dust jacket. How can I forget? I know some people like to see this on the French flaps. Actually, that is sick. I actually like that image. Oh yeah, and about the author, call him Deathstroke. And yeah, if you live long enough. First of all, this sucker is 1,392 pages, so I could not hold that by hand and show y'all this. So I put this down, face down carefully. But look at this. This is a David Finch cover. And this shows his whole face. One side has half of his face. I love this. David Finch is a beast of an artist. I believe this is from the Year of the Villain. One of the Year of the Villain variants, if I'm correct. But this is a sick cover. They really thought ahead with this design. Good job, DC. All right. Listen, I told you this book is absolute genius. I'm sorry to hyping this up, but I have a passion for this book. Seriously, it's genius. I love the blood splatter that they have right here. I thought that is absolute beautiful. The design that they put behind this is well thought out. So here you have your credits and pencilers, Carlo Bagalian, Larry Hema's in here, Joe Bennett, Fernando Pazzarin. Larry Hama, man, one of my favorite pencilers of all time. Inkers, Jason Paz, Norm Rapman, and colorist Jeremy Cox, who kills it in here. Love Jeremy Cox. One of the main artists that I really want to talk about that we're going to see is Carlo Bagalian. The man really captured this character so well. This book was so well designed. And oh man, I love this right here. Look at the blood splatter that's going on behind here. You have all the collected editions people here from DC Comics. And an introduction here by Christopher Priest. Y'all, when y'all find this book, if y'all do, and it is out of print, I'm sorry, but it ain't hard to find. When you do, read this introduction. It is so worth it. It's Christopher Priest talking about how much of a maniac Deathstroke is and what it was behind the scenes creating this book. So worth reading. Now, anyway, let's jump in because it's just... So it starts off with Deathstroke #1. This is the Rebirth era. Don't forget, this is the Rebirth era. This takes place right after the New 52 version of Deathstroke. And hold on, before I even talk even more, I mean, I did enough talking in the beginning. We're more focused on the artwork, but I will say this: look at how this is structured. Like, I love how Christopher Priest structure his books, and this is probably going to be a negative for some people because he doesn't write in a linear fashion. I mean, it's to me, it's very well written, but a lot of people can't tolerate stories that take place in the present, in the past, and in the future at the same time. And with writing like this, you really have to pay attention. So I really like I like how in each story arc, now this story arc is called The Professional, but in each of his story arcs, it has like this sub chapter title. So you see how this one is called The Bear, and the point of this is to show what's going to be happening later on in the story arc, which I think is very smart. It feels very screenwriting inspired, very screenwriting inspired. It feels very Quentin Tarantino-esque type of writing, which I enjoy. See, The Professional. I love this. So the way this starts off, and this is just foul. Here's Slade Wilson with his kids. So you have Grant and Jericho right here, and they're riding on this hill in the snow, and you see how he just throw his kids out the car, and it looks like he's about to beat the crap out of them. Like, you see how he about to pull out his belt. Terrible father. I mean, the way he treats his kids in here, he loves them, don't get me wrong, but he has a very strange way of showing it that causes his kids to really be separated from the man. And Grant was really coming for his father. I mean, he was like, bro, I cannot stand you. I hate it out here. How many times have I told you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Joey, let's go. This is Jericho, by the way. He's like, bro, let's go. He's like, father, you just gonna leave Grant out here? Yep. I mean, and you see him running away. That is so foul. It's so foul. Oh my God. And then it jumps to the present. You see what I'm saying? It just jumps right in. And you see him on an assignment. And oh, here we go. There it is. There's the bear. And you see Grant about to get attacked by this bear. It's just foul. Deathstroke out of line. Or Slade, I should say, is out of line. He was like, bro, you could have gotten away from the bear if you quit screaming like a little girl. Ain't that foul? There's some soap opera elements in here. That is just mean. For a father to treat his kids like that, and you wonder why your kids will resent you later on. Oh, that's so rude. But yes, this book, it's absolute genius because Christopher Priest really helps you understand the wickedness of this character. Deathstroke is nothing to be played with. And even though, and I like how the title of this first story arc is called The Professional, this man is an assassin for hire. Even though he assassinates people and murder them and manipulate them for a living, that's literally what he does personally as Slade Wilson himself, or Deathstroke too. He really is a murderer. He is a villain. The man is nothing nice. He is nothing to be played with. There's a lot of new costumes in here. I love this. I ain't gonna tell y'all who that is. But you'll see him battling a bunch of good people, superheroes. See, Superman is, oh yeah, we just saw Superman in here. You'll see members of the Justice League in here. Like, y'all, some of y'all like, really? Superman against Deathstroke? I don't think so. Y'all, don't underestimate what Deathstroke can do. First of all, this suit that he's wearing, that suit was created by this guy, Mr. Dr. Isherwood, and he calls it the Icon suit. That suit is made of kinetic energy. So if you see somebody like Superman tries to punch this suit, it's not going to do any effect. In fact, it's going to do more damage to Superman because it observes the kinetic energy that the punch or any bullet fires at it. And it really does damage. You see Superman bleeding? That is just foul. See the effect that the suit makes? It gets into this defense system. I think that is absolute genius. It's like, bro, it's like Deathstroke is really smart and it is very prepared for enemies like this to show up. See, look at that. That's just cold. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce y'all. This is Adeline. That's his ex-wife, Adeline freaking Wilson. There's Rose right there as Ravenger. That lady is sick too. Look, there's Jericho. Boy, if I were y'all, I would really pay attention to Rose and Jericho in this book. They really go through some foul stuff in here. There's my boy Wintergreen, who is basically Deathstroke's Alfred. I'm just having fun with this book. Here's Damian Wayne. He shows up in here too. Batman is in here as well. But Damian Wayne talks some major trash to Deathstroke in here. It's to a point where I'm like, bro, do you know who you're talking to? But then you got to remember, Damian Wayne was raised in the League of Assassins, so the man is not scared of no assassin. But Damian talks some major trash to Deathstroke in his book. But like I said, Deathstroke is nothing to be messed with though. But and I hate what he did to his kids in here. Christopher Priest really captured the essence of this character so well. It's not even funny. So let's keep going. Ooh, Red Lion. I'm not gonna spoil what he's been up to in this run. He almost visually does look just like Black Panther. I really enjoy Jeremy Cox's colors in here. I really do enjoy them. And in this issue, Larry Hama does the breakdowns in here. I really do enjoy them. It's captured so well. Oh yeah, this is the Total Defiance. I'm not gonna tell y'all what that group actually is. It's probably my least favorite of the book. I understood exactly why it happened, but it was probably my least favorite. But still, I really, really enjoyed it. Slade is foul. What he does to everybody in here, his kids, everybody that's close to him. Ooh, if you've read the Judas Contract, you know who that is. But I'm gonna keep flipping. This book is so much fun. It's so full of energy. Black Manta's in here. Everybody is trying to come after Deathstroke in here. Everybody keeps trying to lock him up. Everybody keeps trying to... Like, bro, there is nothing you can do. This is a living monster. He is so manipulating. Really reminds me of, like, Scarface, Sopranos. Oh, man. Oh, this was so much fun. Oh, there it is. Francesco Mattina. This is the cover that's on the spine. Oh my god, I love that cover so much. I wish this would have been the cover. Dang, now looking at it, I'm like, now I want it. But I'm gonna keep flipping through here. The artwork does take a shift through here, and you have Ed Bennis in here who does some of the ink, some of the pencils in here. All the artists in here killed it. I don't care what nobody says. So freaking good. Oh yeah, this is the Deathstroke versus Batman. Let's talk about this. So them two gets into it. I'm not gonna tell y'all the real big reason, but it's basically like a big old Jerry Springer. Like, who is Damian Wayne's? Who is Damian Wayne's real father? Is it Slade Wilson or is it Bruce Wayne? This whole little fight. I thought this was pretty fun. I'm not gonna tell y'all how that ended, but I was not ready. But oh yeah, and as y'all can see, even in the structure of the book, they have the variant covers throughout the book, which is an indication to me that there's not going to be many variant covers in the back. So they spread them throughout the book. It would have been nice to have some page numbers in here and knowing what issue I'm at. But I think I'm becoming immune to it at this point because the book is really mapped perfectly. I don't care what nobody says. It's a very beautiful reading flow. It flows really well. It's structured really well. I just wish for some people who don't have much reading experience for books like this, it would be nice to have page numbers and to know what issue they're in. But yeah, the art is dope. But even though that you learned about Deathstroke, you also learned about his kids. Even Rose gets a tragic story that happens in here where you learn about her mother, because her mother is not Adeline. Her mother is somebody else, but it's a very sad story on who her mother is and how she got discovered. Period. It's very manipulating. It's very emotionally triggering because it's like, dang, Slade, you gonna do your kids like that? He even does his partners the wrong way. You'll find that in here. He doesn't know. This man is not to be trusted. Don't care what nobody says. He is not to be trusted. Jericho, he goes through it too. And I can't tell it because I'll spoil it. But it's so good. This run is amazing. If y'all can get y'all hands on this book, please do. Oh, that's an awesome variant. Love this. I'm not gonna tell y'all that last story arc name because that's just spoiling it. But I really enjoyed this book. Oh, and let me show some of my favorite panels real quick. Carlo Bogolian is such a beast. Love this image right here with Deathstroke firing at some of these guys in the midst of a battle. I'm not gonna tell y'all why he's wearing these, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I got another one. Look at Soups flying and leaving Slade laying down right there. As you can tell, that battle was something else on him. Don't worry, that's not a big, huge spoiler, because you'd be surprised what comes after that. This is the prologue to the professional storyline. The professional had a lot of my favorite panels. Carlo Bogolian is just a beast. But the way he draws each texture of this suit is absolutely phenomenal. And I got one more. Do I need to say anything? Look how he leads this guy. But I love the way this is drawing. This has so much story, and even if you didn't have no word bubbles in here, this tells a complete story by itself. This made me laugh so hard. I'm not gonna tell y'all what's happening here, but this one is my all-time favorite. I'm sorry, I'm being greedy, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what's happening. I promise you I won't. But this is just cold-blooded. This is beautiful. I want this on my wall, to be honest. Now, to flip through to the extras real quick. Now, here are the extras. See how thin it is? It ain't really much extras because all the variants are in the back. But you do get some variants back here. Just a few, not that much. Then some sketches. And that's pretty much it. You know what, Deathstroke, for 1,392 pages, I hope I got that page count right. That is a huge eye. And DC did a wonderful job of allowing this book to lay really well with these thick pages. And you need that big eye for a book this big. Because DC still prints their books very, very thick. And the big encyclopedia omnis, but it lays over really, really well. Right on, DC. The binding is great. Now, I have something else to say real quick, just to flip through more artwork. In the New 52, it was written by Tony S. Daniel. It was written by Tyler Kirkham, and artwork by both of those guys. They're really, really talented. I did enjoy that run in the New 52, but I'm really grateful that we didn't stay there. Does that make sense? I'm really grateful that Rebirth came and took a lot of these characters back to their roots. Because Deathstroke in the New 52, it was pure action, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. I like stories like that. I don't like things. I'm one of those people that are fans of not everything needs to be deep all the time. But if it was really capturing more of his anti-hero side, and I disagree with that because there is nothing. Mark Wolfman and George Perez were the creators of this character, and they wanted him to be a straight maniac. There is nothing good about this character. Now, each writer has a different interpretation, but for this guy, for me, he should be a villain. He is definitely a pure villain. To me, having his villainous side really is the essence of this character. You're not supposed to be cheering for him at all. Because in the New 52, you're seeing him trying to rescue his kids and whatnot while battling through different people. No. I mean, that's fun, don't get me wrong, and you're cheering for him. But at the same time, I'm glad that Rebirth came and Christopher Priest was not comfortable with that anti-hero dance. Like, no, I want to take him back to his roots. That this guy, he is a villain. There's nothing good about him. He's going to do bad things. Thank you, Christopher Priest, for making that message clear and doing this through this 50-plus issue Rebirth series. Hats off to you, Christopher Priest. You did a fabulous job. And like I said, this type of writing is not for everyone, so you really have to pay attention. That's the only negative that will probably be for a lot of people, because this is written in a non-linear fashion. And it was so beautifully done. For me personally, I was just blown away because he really captured the idiotic side of this character really well. So I'm glad that we didn't stay in that New 52 era, because we would have been in trouble. But Deathstroke is back to his roots in here. This is very new reader friendly. Enjoy this, y'all. Oh yeah, this is the storyline about gun violence. Oh, that's cool. But I'm gonna shut up now. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my little what do you call this review of this awesome, amazing book. I have, and it's already in my rereading pile already. I already want to read it again because I have such a huge passion for this. Christopher Priest, you did an awesome job, and I will forever read this. It is out of print. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, but it ain't hard to find though. You probably find it for a cover price somewhere. It's still around. It's not that hard to find, I don't think yet, but it's beautiful. It's beautifully written. My passion for it is real. I hope you guys find a way to snag it. Or the trade paperbacks are still available too. Or read it on the DC Universe Infinite app or whatever they call it now. By the way, DC, I hope we get the OG creator Marv Wolfman's run collected in oversized format. I hope we get that classic stuff collected too. Yeah, back then Deathstroke was called Deathstroke the Terminator. I'm glad that they changed that because I like Deathstroke alone. To me, that name alone just sounds intimidating. But I hope we get that classic stuff collected, DC. I really do. But Christopher Priest, you were firing on all cylinders, bruh. I salute you. You did your good writing. Carlo Bagulayan, amazing art. Everybody, find a way to read this. Find a way. All right, I gotta go now, y'all. Gotta work on the next one. I'll see y'all later. Peace.